You're not crazy. The energy you've been picking up on lately, it's real. There are people around you, and maybe even watching from a distance, who are miserable and seething, not because you did anything wrong, but because you refused to be miserable like them. The nerve you struck wasn't from your words. It was your peace, your glow, your confidence. Some people live off drama. They're addicted to chaos and triggered by joy. And when you walk into the room with light, with happiness, with calm energy, it rattles their spirit. You didn't start the problem. You just exposed it. You exposed what's been broken in them for years. It could be one person, or it could be a couple. That's the energy loudest today. A man and a woman sitting in quiet hatred, mad because they can't control the narrative about you. You didn't entertain their confusion, and that rejection of their drama became fuel for their resentment. They hate how you carry yourself, beautiful, bold, and unbothered. You didn't dim your light to make them feel comfortable in their shadows, and that's what really got under their skin. Your refusal to break made them want to break you. These people are dealing with demons you didn't assign to them. Their rage is misdirected. You don't even have time for their bitterness. You go home, you mind your business, you put in the work, and still, they're bothered. Why? Because your peace reminds them of what they haven't yet built. You were called arrogant when all you were was grounded. They tried to paint you as cold-hearted when you were simply protecting your energy. When your boundaries started offending their dysfunction, they started spreading rumors. But their lies didn't change your truth. They see you shine and confuse it with competition. You're not in a race with anyone. You're aligned, you're focused. But when miserable people see someone who's winning alone while they struggle together, envy festers. The sad part? They could have elevated too, but jealousy blinded them. Your beauty triggers spirits that haven't been healed. They see your glow and are reminded of their own neglect. They see your discipline and are reminded of their own procrastination. But none of that is your fault. You didn't climb your way out just to come back down to comfort them in their excuses. It's wild how people will hate you without cause, create conflict without logic, and paint you as the villain in their own internal war. Let them. Your job is not to shrink to make others feel tall. Your job is to remain seated on your throne, with grace, with peace, and with silence. And yes, maybe that hater is a parent, a jealous mother figure, a bitter father figure, a relative who couldn't stomach your success because it reminded them of their unfulfilled potential. Their age does not grant them entitlement to sabotage your joy. You may not be perfect, but you're intentional. You've grown, you've healed, you've done the shadow work others run from, and because of that, your presence exposes others' refusal to evolve. You're not the problem. You're the mirror. Let them project, let them shout, let them stew in their chaos. Your path doesn't require permission or understanding. You were placed here for elevation, not explanation. The truth is, they thought you'd fail. They were banking on your silence, meaning defeat. But you rose, you glowed, you healed. You broke the mold they built for you, and now they're choking on their own narratives. They underestimated the power of someone who minds their business, protects their peace, and walks with purpose. You don't have to raise your voice when your elevation speaks louder than their gossip. They tried to box you into their misery, and now they're mad that you outgrew the cage. You've been chosen to break cycles, and that means leaving some people in the past, even if they have your blood, your memories, or your history. You're not wrong for growing. You're not wrong for winning. You're not wrong for protecting your light from those who want to dim it. Your joy is not a crime. Your success is not a threat. You owe no one an apology for blooming. Let them hate in silence. Let them scroll through your life with clenched jaws and heavy hearts. That's not your burden to carry. The weight of someone else's insecurities is not yours to hold. Keep shining. Keep moving. Keep being the beautiful soul that you are, inside and out. You're not responsible for the way they feel about themselves when they look at you. You're only responsible for staying in alignment. And above all, keep your throne warm. You didn't come this far to argue with peasants at the palace gates. You're royalty. You sit where few dare to rise, and that alone will keep the miserable ones pressed. And now repeat this prayer with me. In the name of God, I affirm my divine right to exist in peace, peace that is not shaken by the noise of others, nor penetrated by their bitterness. I claim my space without apology, and I take up room without guilt. I do not ask for permission to be whole. I no longer internalize the discomfort others feel when confronted with my authenticity. I was not made to fit into their wounds. I was made to walk in truth. I release now any guilt tied to the discomfort my light brings to dark places. My glow is not arrogance. It is evidence of healing. I no longer dim myself to make others feel better about their stagnation. I shine, not to offend, but to reflect what is possible. And if that reflection causes discomfort, may it also inspire transformation. I am not responsible for how others receive me. I am only responsible for staying true to who I am. I give thanks for the strength to stay calm in the face of projection. When others lash out from their own pain, I no longer absorb it as my own. I recognize their energy as misplaced, and I send it back with neutrality. I do not argue with confusion. I do not wrestle with false accusations. I remain rooted in grace, grounded in truth, and covered in divine peace. May I remain firm in my boundaries, regardless of who tries to challenge them. Let no guilt weaken my yes or my no. My boundaries are sacred. They are not walls to keep love out, but filters to keep peace in. I no longer feel obligated to explain or justify them. If my protection offends, then it was never about connection. It was about control. I choose myself and my well-being with divine clarity. I declare, in the name of God, that I am divinely protected from low vibrational energy, seen and unseen. What was sent to disturb me will return to its source without landing. I walk in spiritual immunity. The weapons may form, but they will not prosper. I release all attachment to the opinions of the miserable and misguided. I no longer try to be understood by those committed to misunderstanding me. May my joy remain untouched, even when others seek to diminish it. I no longer shrink in moments of happiness out of fear that someone will resent it. My joy is a form of worship, a reflection of alignment. I affirm that my elevation is not only sacred, but earned. I have walked through fires in silence and healed in shadows, and now I rise with grace and humility. May my presence continue to reveal truth, even in rooms where I do not speak. Let the energy I carry shake falsehood loose, not by force, but by essence. I walk forward now in peace, in grace, and in unshakable power. In the name of God, I release the past, I protect my present, and I welcome my future. I do not waver, I do not bend, I simply rise. And so it is. Amen.